Following is a special presentation. From the Captain Esports Network.
This isn't just a game, this is iRacing. It is TI Nights here on the Captain Esports Network as we get you ready from the Bristol Motor Speedway virtually on iRacing. The last great Coliseum is the host of race number 7 of this TI Racing Gen 4 series. And 200 laps coming up here momentarily. Here on the Captain Esports Network, we hope you're enjoying your Tuesday evening. I am the Captain. Of course, a lot of great things coming up here in just moments. Always great racing here at this track. You see a lot of rubber being laid down, which means we're going to see racing all the way down from the bottom to the top of this track on this half-mile high-banked oval. And you get to enjoy it here this evening. So we appreciate everybody here for joining us on this Tuesday, as mentioned. Of course, last week, Pocono Raceway had an interesting issue that came up. Of course, there are 2 races that ended up being ran. The first one had some caution issues at the beginning, which ended up causing issues in the server. And basically had another race end up going up. A second race, that was won by Alex Bryson in the end. Have not seen the points updated yet from that race, but needless to say, obviously the points a pretty tight battle. So when I say that, I show you the points that are, as of right now, going into the race at Pocono last week. So this is where they stood going into that race last week. Of course, Miles, Ethier, Wells, Lewis, and Dylan, your top 5 in the points entering that race. Obviously, things have changed a little bit since then. And as soon as we get those updated, we'll get those for you. I'm pretty sure, obviously, Bryson probably passed Dylan and maybe even Lewis there up to 4th in points. But obviously, still got 4 races to go here before it's over with. Still got a drop to put in there and so many different things. But that's what it looks like right now when it was going into the Pocono race the week before. So sorry for the inconvenience there. Just the way it is. As we are about to go into qualifying here for the race. 200 laps around this half-mile track. Of course, that was voted on by the drivers. And they'll have the 3 sets of tires to work with, the 50% fuel, and so on and so forth. As looks like Logan Dinsmore is going to be the first one to complete a lap here. As he gets out here on track, you see Rosenberg, Sammy Davis, Casey Carrington out there on track also. Dinsmore brings all the way from the top down to the bottom as he completes the first lap. And he sets it there, 15.4 as Rosenberg. He was in the purple. We jump over to him. He goes 15 flat. Now, I saw laps in practice at about 14 as Carrington goes up to the 15.038. As Dinsmore ends up 15.2. Craig Martin a 15.1. Here's the 92 car, the Montana State car of Daniel Giroux as he crosses the line. P4, 15.105. As Carrington's still up there at the top. Of course, the settings here, as per usual, there are lights here at Bristol. So obviously 8X when it comes to time. And you see we're in the middle of the sunlight right now. So obviously track temps climbing here a little bit. So not sure what you're going to see here. If you get some clouds, you might be able to get a little bit of a cooler surface, so you never know. Here's Devin Ramsey out on track in the 9 car. Surprised he is not over at Terre Haute tonight. Of course, I saw on Twitter, USAC running over at the Speedway there, where he's from, or lives, I should say, as he's in the wall. Runs a 15.12. All right, who else we got out here running laps? Here's Telder in the 10 car. Pretty good at this here track. Runs the boards right back down to the bottom lane, straightens up the corner. Into green right now, but he hasn't completed a lap, so obviously it is going to be green. Runs kind of a diamond form there as he crosses the start-finish line. And Telder's first lap is a 15.15, P7. Usually the second lap is going to be your fastest one. Still in the green, so he's going faster here. Not going to be a pole lap. Well, maybe it is. It went purple there at the end. Bam! 15.028. Good lap from Telder. He's good on the short tracks. Here's Dominic Russo now. This is turning into single car qualifying. I kind of like it. So I'm waiting for the other cars to go out. You still got 2 minutes here. Oh, Russo's around. Hit escape. Try again. See, nobody else waiting. We're waiting for others to get out there on track. Lewis about to take off. So there's Colby Wells. Looks like Kyle Ethier going to be the next car on the track in the Budweiser number 8. Goes down to turn 1. Oh, right up there against that wall. That's the way you got to go. You got to enter middle, drift up towards the wall, and bring it back down off the wall so you don't hit it on your way out. Ethier 15.075 on his lap. As Lewis 15.22 as Ethier slides her sideways and goes 15.075 in P3. Lewis is up against the boards. Next completed lap, Alex Bryson. He goes to the top, 14.97. And we got two other purples going here. Miles to the top of the 96. Wells right there behind him in third. And Wells has got the wall. Miles just lost it. And it looks like it's going to be Miles on the pole as qualifying ends. That got exciting at the end, huh? All right, let's go trackside for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, anthem done. As we take a look at the starting lineup here. Miles on the pole again, 14.968, outruns his teammate there, Alex Bryson, on the pole. Colby Wells, Matt Telder there in row 2. Casey Carrington, Kyle Ethier, row 3. Row 4, Sammy Davis and Dylan Rosenberg. Daniel Giroux, 9th position there. Inside of row 5, Craig Martin on his outside. Devin Ramsey, Logan Dinsmore. Row 6, Lewis and Downing. Row 7, Christopher Dean, Dominic Russo. Rounding out the 16 starters as they'll come around and get one to go this time. 200 laps voted on by the viewers, or by the racers, I should say. 3 sets of tires, 50% fuel. It is 77 degrees currently, 45% humidity. Partly cloudy skies with a little bit of wind, but we're in like a stadium, so the wind's really not going to matter. A track that has got so many nicknames. Notorious for drama, tempers, fantastic racing. And we're about to see the next episode here at the Bristol Motor Speedway as the pace car is going to turn left and go down pit road in the hands of Miles and Bryson. 200 laps of racing. And of course, our first lap tonight as we go green is presented by 40 Racewear. Of course, you can check out all the gloves and shoes and so much more for iRacing drivers and more. If you're one that likes to sim race on a lot of different games, you can check them out at 40racewear.com. Get your shoes and gloves today. You can click on the link down below in the description pages. Alex Bryson leads lap 1. Colby Wells second. Miles up to third. Telder and Rosenberg your top 5. See how fast they get around this track. First side-by-side back here, Craig Martin, Logan Dinsmore, Chris Lewis, Daniel Giroux, Devin Ramsey. A whole bunch of cars back here towards mid-pack. As battle for second, here comes Rosenberg in that 91 car. Likes to call himself D Rose. I like to pick on him for it because being a guy grown up Chicago Bulls fan, I remember D Rose as Derrick Rose, but he has the right to call him that. His name's got a D in it, and his last name's Rosenberg, so why not? He makes the pass on Telder, as Telder maybe trying to save some tire a little bit here. Good to see a slide job from Lewis on Carrington. All about saving tires here. You're probably able to do tires on every stop, but I think you want to save a set in case you get a late caution. Tires are going to mean a lot here. I think later on in this race, especially as we get closer to the finish. Dinsmore under attack as Lewis going through. Up 6 spots already. Appreciate the viewers watching. I've been told there's some kind of issue. I was watching some weather on YouTube earlier and heard the guy talking about there was an issue with the apparently numbers on YouTube or some kind of glitch going on. So like it says I have one viewer, but I know there's more than one viewer watching right now. So, but I appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to check in and let me know you're here. I say that because I'm sure half the field's probably watching, at least. So Wells is pulled away to 1.6 seconds over Alex Bryson. Miles about 3 seconds back. Rosenberg, Ethier, Telder, your top 6. This is your side-by-side racing right here at the 9th and 10th position with Dismore and Ramsey. Sammy Davis there in the 6 car. Of course, the top side is actually the preferred groove. You can race down there at the bottom, more of a saving your tire method down there. If you're able to preserve your tires, you might be able to make some passes down there later on in this race. Very tough to do, though, as you go longer and longer on your tires. Colby out here in the 45 car. 1.8 seconds as mentioned on Bryson, and Miles there behind him. Dylan Rosenberg, who we were kind of chirping a little bit in chat earlier today, and I just threw out there a hot take. I said, hey, Rosenberg will win the race tonight. Who knows? P4 right now. He's been improving more and more each week. And I'll put that 91 in victory lane. Be kind of funny, actually. Ethier, Telder, Chris Lewis, again, worked his way up to the field already from 13 starting position. So one of the cool things you will see tonight is everybody will be on one pit side. I think it's 24 stalls is on the front stretch. We only had 16 entries, so everybody will pit on one side of the straightaway. That's kind of cool. Ramsey getting up there and tagging that wall a little bit as here comes Dean to the outside in the 48 car, making the pass on the 16. So Dinsmore falling back to 11th right now. Had a couple cars during that 45-minute session run nearly, if not over, 100 laps. Everybody kind of spread out now, biding their time, being patient. Got that run off the top side there at turn 2. Looks inside of Ethier. Yikes. Kyle can like that move. Kyle checked up though and kept it out of trouble. dense nest of cars. Dean getting a little loose there as he gets around Ramsey. Carrington on the outside there. Sammy Davis and Dinsmore. Of course, Carrington running kind of part-time this season. And I think he's in a tire preservation mode right now. This is your best fight right here. Of course, we all know the history of this track. First race ran back in 1960. Was a caution-free race, by the way. Was mostly asphalt up until... Oh, easy, boys. Late 1980s into the early 90s as Ramsey gets the wall. He turned it to concrete. Of course, had its iconic races back in the day. The Labonte Earnhardt stuff. Gordon Wallace. The Gordon Kenseth race. And so many races to go from. As Miles going to go past his teammate for second. As he goes past Bryson. And they redid the track, of course, mid-2000s. Turned it into a progressive banked track with now the top groove's the way to go. And now they like to stick resin and stuff at the bottom of the track to try to make it a multi-groove racetrack. A lot of people think that they ruined it. Put it out there. I don't think they help things with that move. I prefer the old track too. But yeah, it is what it is. We got what we got, and this is Bristol now today. Even tried to put dirt on it. As leaders encountering lap traffic, Dominic Russo to 63, 59 at Clement Downing. I know there's been some rivalries happening in the series recently, so I'm kind of curious to see if those carry over tonight. So Colby Wells leading by 2.6 seconds right now over Miles. Miles still right there with Bryson and Teller and Rosenberg all within a second of each other. As caution, Devin Ramsey has spun around in turn one. See what happens in the 9 as first caution lap 38. Kind of struggling back here, gets to the outside wall, and unfortunately Giroux sends him spitting into the outside wall. We've got ourselves a split field pitting. So Ramsey unfortunately toes back to the pits, but half the field has come to pit road. Half the field has decided to stay out here at the lap 38 yellow. And now we're starting to see more cars come to pit road. Davis, Dinsmore, Craig Martin. So that's going to leave Casey Carrington as the only car to stay out here. I think Matt Teller went fuel only, it looks like. So did Rosenberg. Colby Wells went 4 tires. Miles, Bryson, Kyle Ether, all these guys 4 tires in fuel. we're going to double check ourselves before. We go back to green here. Let's check the leader's pit road. You can see who took the fuel only right there. Those two, Rosenberg and Telder. Everybody else, 4 tires. So there you go. Quite an empty backstretch pits there when you only have 16 cars. Of course, they did the dual pit road setting tonight, which was a good idea, especially with the single pit road being used. So you can just go right down pit road off turn 4 and then right out onto the track in turn 1 and 2. And it works out perfect for those guys. As we should get one to green this time by. Carrington's going to take the top side. And that'll leave us the top 3 cars on fuel only here. Tires behind the 37 with Colby Wells. All right, pace car pulls off, and here we go. Carrington with the launch. Looks like everybody a clean restart. Lewis blinking out just a little bit, but should be okay there. And now it's a matter of when do these tires get to work. Got to give them a lap or two to get them up to temp. As Colby drops the bottom, passes Telder. Should be able to slide past Carrington here with ease, and does. Here comes Bryson with him. That's simply 40 lap fresher tires right there, just going right on by the older tires. Go back here is Drew and Dinsmore, 10th, 11th, 12th positions. As we hit the 1/4 mark in this race. You know, this being race number 7 tonight, that means we only have the 3 races left on the schedule. Darlington next Tuesday night. Milwaukee Mile the following Tuesday, and then June 11th at Talladega Super Speedway to finish it out yet again. A wild card that is Talladega, trying to crown a champion. Wells, 1/8 of a second lead over Bryson, Miles, and Lewis and Ethier, your top 5. And here's your battle right here. Carrington has fallen back to Sammy Davis. Davis right now clearing him for position. Carrington just fighting as much as he can there with the older tires. And this is the part that they wanted to do with Bristol when they redid this track, create two grooves of racing. Of course, older tires kind of playing a role here, but Davis not able now to complete the pass. You see Telder back there losing a spot to Giroux. Rosenberg back there with him, and they got to be careful because they are already now a half a lap down to Colby Wells. They got to try to make it to as far as they can go into this run and get to pit road for tires. I know they're trying to save a set for the end of the race, but obviously you got that risk now with how fast this track is, and of course it only being a half mile, you do not want to lose a lap. I mean, here's Colby Wells right now going through 3 and 4 to the start finish line into 1 and 2. Craig Martin, he just went a lap down. Here's Dinsmore. There's Chris Dean. Very tricky situation here, as Carrington's going to come to pit road right now. So he must have been playing a caution game here, thinking there might be another caution coming. Of course, the million-dollar question, how many laps does he lose? Look for the leader in the background here. There he is right there. So here comes 1 lap. As a matter of fact, he's already lost 2 laps at this point. So there he goes. He launches, can get right back on the track pretty much there at turn 2. But he is going to have 4 tires to work with here. And he's going to hope this race can stay green, as Telder now on pit road. And a 15.5 second stop. Yikes, that's kind of slow. So you almost lose 3 laps coming to pit road and back out. But they are going to need this race to stay green. As here's Chris Lewis up to the 4th position ahead of Kyle Ethier. Wells, Bryson, Miles, Lewis, and Ethier, your top 5 right now. As Dominic Russo goes another lap down. You're trying to put the pressure on the boss there, trying to get around him here. Doing a good job rolling that bottom. Very tough to do at this track. Ever since they redid it, is keep yourself rolling the bottom without getting that push loose feel. You come off the corner and you're just sliding sideways, and then or I should say you're sliding up the track, and then it turns sideways on you from being so tight, and the front wheel's finally gripping. You got to be very careful down that bottom side. So the best way to do it is just kind of drive it straight off the corner. Miles about 3/4 of a second up. That's him right there in that 24 car in front of Rosenberg, who's gone a lap down. We're already up to 7 cars on the lead lap right now with the different tire strategies here. Here with the run. Lewis is going to let him go, it looks like, and take the 4th position away. Here's Colby Wells right now again for make that 1.4 seconds out on Alex Bryson. There is Bryson in that yellow and black number 38 car. There's Stephen Miles in the 3rd position as Russo's going to come to pit road. Kyle Ethier. There's Lewis in 5th. Sammy Davis, the 6th car in the 6th position. And Daniel Drew. Those are your 7 cars right now on the lead lap as Dinsmore comes to pit road. Definitely seeing the fresher tires move their way up through the field, but they're not much faster than the other tires, about 0.3 of a second or so. It's not much, but then again, 0.3 of a second on a short track is pretty big. Back here and check on Carrington. There he is. A little right side damage on that 37. And you see him move right in on that 8 car. Goes right on around him. Now what this will do is, if this race stays green, is allow these cars to probably jump up to the front and undercut the leader when they come to pit road. So it's an interesting tire strategy to call here. Not to mention it'll leave them that set of tires sitting in the pits if needed for a late yellow. But I think the longer this race goes green, the more of an advantage goes away, I think, for the extra set of tires, because then you'll have that second set pretty much evened up with everybody who pitted and didn't pit at that first caution and actually took tires and didn't take tires. See the shade starting to get over the grandstands here a little bit as Dean's going to come to pit road. Let's do a quick check real quick of the time and weather. It is a little after 5, almost 6 o'clock sim time. Track temp at 101 degrees, so I'd say in the next 50 laps or so we will probably be under the lights. Lap number 90, Bryson still trying to chase Colby Wells down for the lead. You see Russo flying by with fresh tires. And just different strategies everywhere right now, just trying to keep track for you. All right, so 104 laps complete here, and yes, I've had my mic actually muted purposely for taking care of a situation. But as you see, pit stops been going on. I've been trying to track that, obviously following on camera and stuff like that. But as you see, mostly everybody has come to pit road for their cycle of pit stops here during this pit stop run. Of course, Kobe Wells still out front. Kyle Ethier second, Bryson third. Now Telder is in the fourth position after the round of pit stops. Stephen Miles now fifth. Carrington has fallen down to sixth. Lewis seventh. And you saw Logan Dinsmore actually took his car behind the wall with some trouble in his car. But green flag pit stops in the middle being completed as Bryson just ran the fastest lap of the race here at lap 107. All right, so some interesting stuff going on. So I'll go ahead and tell everyone what's going on here. I was just on the phone with my wife, who is a school counselor right now down in Georgia for the next couple of weeks before she comes up here to join me in Indiana. So allegedly, there was a bad car accident that happened with one of her students, and the student was airlifted to the hospital. And my wife called me sharing the news that they said that the student had passed away, and now all of a sudden the student is not passed away. So I've been trying to talk to her and calm her down. So don't mind me, forgive me. I've been trying to keep the race at least going on the street. So playing husband and broadcaster here at the same time. Anyways, Stephen Miles leads by, or I should say leads, runs fourth, 4 seconds ahead of Telder here. He's 5.7 behind Kobe Wells. As you see sometimes in life just goes on. It just never ends. Oh, caution, Telder. Turn 1, sorry. Second caution. And that's going to bring the leaders to pit road. Well, that's going to take one of my bingo cards out of play. I said earlier one of the things that could happen in the joking on Discord, and that happened. As leaders are on pit road here, and Miles going to stay out. And it looks like Wells and Bryson, fuel only for them. Carrington, 4 tires and fuel for the 37. Lewis, fuel only. Ethier and Telder is going to get damage fixed. He hit that inside wall tough and hard. Let's see the wreck again. One of those where Dominic Russo, he didn't get stuck against the wall, but he pulled himself off the wall basically from hitting it. And unfortunately, when you do that, you risk that car to your inside, and that inside car was Telder. Actually got a little loose, it looks like. Russo saves it. Unfortunately, Telder hits the inside wall, ricochets in the outside wall, and then is able to get back to the throttle before the leader catches him. Pace car is racing Dean over there into turn 3. So Carrington's back on pit road, maybe getting some damage fixed, along with Telder and a couple others. That's only our second caution here in 118 laps, so well done by these guys. I know it was kind of talked about a little bit in Discord today that they felt that this race actually could go clean, and it's been fairly clean, just 2 incidents. Looks like we're going to go green this time by. And as we go green, we're going to give you that opportunity to turn that microphone up, or turn the speakers up, not the microphone, and let you enjoy the sounds here as we go green from the Bristol Motor Speedway of the old Gen 4 car as we come to the green at lap number 120. 80 laps complete here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. As we get ready to go green, let's turn it up. .127 laps complete next time by. Kyle Ethier is now gone to the lead. He is the first car on 4 tires as Stephen Miles is the second car as he trails the outside lane and is going to pass Colby Wells and gets the wall off of 4 doing the trying to make the pass there. And that's going to allow Wells to stay clear here in the second position. Wells again fuel only, so plenty of opportunity here for these guys that took the tires to get up here and take advantage of these older tires. And Wells is doing a good job on that bottom side. As Bryson clears Lewis for 4th. Ethier about a half a second lead. Wells holding pretty tight there. Miles laying back, just hanging there in 3rd. Bryson there 4th. Lewis right there in 5th. Carrington up to 6th now. Lewis, or I should say Davidson 7th, and Telder there in the 8th position. Cars on the lead lap now after that caution. You see Carrington with that nose damage on that 37. Not sure where that came from. Bryson's been able to go past Miles for third. And Bryson topside goes by the 45 for second. Next week for these guys, Darlington Raceway for race number 8. Only 3 races left after tonight. And season number 11 of the Gen 4 cars. Top 4 right there underneath the blanket. And Bryson going to go for the front. Trying to go for 2 wins in a row in that 38 car. One at his home track in Pocono, and now to the lead at Bristol. 61 laps to go. Just caught something. Time is moving so quick in the race. If you look at the shadow, you can see it like edging more and more onto the track. Like if you watch the edge of it. Kind of cool. As Colby Wells going to go back for the lead here on the older tires. How about this move? Oh, Colby having blinking issues. Ooh. Oh, and now Bryson's in the wall. And Wells clears. Well, something about that 45 tonight looking pretty good. Check on Carrington. He's going to go flying by Ethier for 4th. Miles clears Bryson now for 2nd. Can a 24 get up there with Colby Wells? As Rosenberg's on pit road, this might be the final stop for the 91 car, I think. And this here's the battle for 3rd. As Carrington trying to clear Bryson. He will do so right there. So move Casey up to 3rd as we come to 50 laps to go next time by in this race. And Colby's got a man named Miles getting closer and closer in his mirror. As Daniel Giroux comes to pit road in a 92 car. Carrington's absolutely flying. He's about a tenth or so faster than Miles as they come up on the lap car of Dominic Russo. Dean comes to pit road. So when will the leaders make their final stop here? We got a battle back here starting to shape up with Lewis. He's gone around Ethier, and Ethier is trying to get back to him. I think Ethier might have burned his tires off in the early part of that run. So what does he have left to get to the finish of this race? Does he come to pit road shortly, or does he try to run this thing out? Just ran a 14.78. Yikes. Now they're running laps a second faster on the fresher tires. So I think the lights coming on, the track getting cooler. Really starting to play a role here with the fresher tires. As Lewis going to come to pit road from 7th. He'll be the first of the leaders to do so. He's got tires left. Put the track map up here so you can see who's running where right now. As here comes Sammy Davis to pit road. Here comes Colby Wells, Stephen Miles, Alex Bryson, all these guys to pit road. What it looks like watching from turn 1. Four tires and fuel, and they pull away as Carrington now on pit road. So that hands the lead to Kyle Ethier. There he is. $14.9 for Carrington, and that was weird back there what I just saw. That was Craig Martin and somebody almost got together. Where everybody's come out in the pits. You got Colby Wells now leading this race, and he has got a pretty good amount of time on Casey Carrington. Oh, you know what? I just see what happened now. So something almost happened with Miles and Craig Martin. Let's go back to this because I might have too far ahead here. Let's Craig Martin coming to pit road, right? And there's Dominic Russo and Sammy Davis. Oh, right there, Miles got tagged by somebody. I knew I saw somebody sideways back there. Oh, never mind. He got loose on entry. Good save on his part. Well, that leaves the leaders, Kyle Ethier, who does have to make a pit stop one more time. And I think he's going to come in right now. He's slowing down at least. He's letting the fresh tires go by, and they're going by at like a mile a minute, it looks like. Unless he's trying to save fuel here. .23 to go. He's running laps at 16.4. He's got 8.3 seconds now over Kobe Wells. He would have to run 84 laps to do this. Lead shrinking. I don't know if he's going to have enough time, because Colby is coming. It's 5 seconds now, down to 4.5. Watching Wells lead right now at 1.1 seconds over Casey Carrington. And Alex Bryson's right there with him. This race is far from over. Anything can happen here. And here comes Wells right now. So here comes the pass likely for the lead right here. And there it goes. So 14 laps to go. 1.1 seconds from Kobe Wells back to to Casey Carrington, and then Bryson right there with him. Has gone by Ethier for fourth. He'll probably fall into the clutches of Chris Lewis here real quickly. So in the end, it's not really going to net gain anything, but hey, heck of an effort. 2 cautions in the race tonight, so very good job by everybody. You know, as they talked about a little bit today, they thought it could be a clean race tonight. They've done exactly that. Obviously, not everybody's going to be happy, but it's the way it goes. Unfortunately, I've been plenty of times been that unhappy person. As Bryson tries to get around Carrington here. As they get to 5 laps to go this time. Oh, Carrington in the wall now. And he still gets to run off the corners. Giroux. They kind of helped Carrington out there a little bit. As here comes Miles. As Bryson clears in final lap for Colby Wells. Gonna put on a whooping here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway as he brings it off turn number 4. Colby Wells gets another win. As the battle for second, Bryson. Miles gets third. And Carrington fourth. And Russo cleans out Carrington. So for Colby, it's going to be his third win here in this season, which puts him at the top of the most wins here in season number 11, getting wins at Dover and also at Chicagoland. As we look at the finishing order from tonight. And again, only the 2 cautions, so well done by everybody. 5 cars finishing on the lead lap. Wells, Bryson, Miles, Carrington, and Lewis. Sammy Davis 6th, Kyle Ethier 7th. Dean finishes 8th. Rosenberg 9th. Daniel Giroux 10th. Telder 11th. Craig Martin 12th. Russo 13th. Clement Downey 14th. And Logan Dinsmore finishes in the 15th position. And Devin Ramsey, unfortunately, the 16th and final car in the standings here. As we'll talk to our top 3 finishers who are here still. A lot of people are already taken off after the race tonight. Let's congratulations to Miles. I'll wait and see if he comes back. If not right now, we'll talk to AB on the second place finish. Congratulations, obviously, that tough run there with Carrington at the end. Worked out, though, as you were able to claw your way back and get yourself another top 2 finish.
Yeah, pretty proud of this team. Really proud of my teammates. Really proud of this Steve Park inspired Chevrolet. Thought I was going to pull it out at one point, but kind of gone in the wall there racing Colby. So, I mean, it's just racing. It's Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Yeah, right.
So, don't mean to steal that trademark from Dale Jr. Hashtag don't take the trademark. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was talked a little bit about in Discord today. I mean, people thought we had jokes going of like what could happen or whatever, but one thing that was brought up was, hey, it could be a clean race, and that's exactly what happened. Only the 2 cautions tonight, and strategy came into play, and obviously you saw the cream rise to the top.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, Discord, a lot of banner going on in Discord. I'm actually one of the ones who, as always, I'm actually one of the ones who voted for 200 laps. I feel like a good 200 laps here for me is necessary. I love this place. I like anything concrete. But yeah, I mean, it worked out in our team's favor. You had some guys saving. I personally saved in the beginning, even though I really didn't save after I looked at my tires. I kind of just, thought it was, but I didn't. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very happy with second place. Of course, you want the win, but I'll take second.
Yeah, obviously you're starting to get some momentum. I'm obviously doing the math off the top of my head from last week. It looked like you probably were 4th or so after last week, and another P2. It's going to get you a little bit closer there in that battle for the points.
Yeah, I mean, my teammate Miles, he's an amazing race car driver, and he's got a really good lead on these guys, and so just kind of try to claw back and kind of get into it. But I mean, if you sat down and look at it statistically, with only 3 races left after this, probably definitely out of it. But I'm going to continue to work on my craft and get better and try to finish out this season strong, and just trying to really put my momentum right now in the Wednesday nights. So just trying to balance both, but at the same time carry that competitive edge over from Tuesdays to Wednesdays, and I think that's kind of helped me a little bit. So just try to keep working on that.
There you go, man. Well, congratulations, great job, and send some shout outs to whoever you like to.
Well, I gotta thank you for putting on these amazing broadcasts. Best broadcaster on YouTube and iRacing. I gotta thank my wife and kids, especially my wife, letting me take time out of our busy lives to do this. I'm gonna shout out my wife's grandmother, my dad, of course. I'm gonna shout out my teammates, Stephen Miles, Chris Lewis, Kyle Ethier, Colby Wells. Christine was in there as well, so it's good to have Dino in there. Gotta thank Bristol Speedway for letting us race here. Don't throw dirt on this place ever again. And yeah.
There you go. Great job, man. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
You too, buddy. Second place finish for AB, Alex Bryson. Great run for him this evening. And we'll bring our winner up here, Colby Wells, who puts on a whooping tonight and dominates the field going to victory lane. Congratulations on win number 3 this season.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that felt really good. They had me working really hard at the end, and I always lose some of these races on pit strategy. If I'm not good, then I'm just not good. But if I'm good, I always screw myself in pit strategy. So that's something I've worked really hard on recently, with saving tires and making sure I get the pits down. And I kind of thought I was screwed with that pit stop when I pitted. Miles didn't. He was going to be able to pit 15 laps before me and have those fresher tires quicker. So I tried to run that through my head, and I kept counting his laps. I figured he was getting really close, and when I saw him dart quick down to the bottom to that lap car, I figured he was coming in. So when I got in at the same time as him, I had a real good feeling I could stay in front of them all, and that's what we did tonight. This one feels really, really good.
Obviously, strategy, as you mentioned, coming into play into this race, and I can't help but go back to the middle part of that run where you did not have the tires, from at least according to my telemetry, and others did, and you were able to still hold on up there in the top 3.
That's right. When we started shuffling around back there, and I kind of fell back, and then even at the beginning part when I ran up toward the front, and then those guys fell back, I'm like, this is weird. So let me slow down a little bit, and I burned them up, and they started to gain down. And I don't know why, but normally when I burn them up, I guess I have so much experience burning the rubber off of them. But when I burn them up, I feel like I can kind of keep a steady pace and not fall back awful. So that's something I've been really good at recently, and hopefully will continue. But I need to just keep the rubber on the tires.
Well, obviously, great job. Now, I know the points are guessing will be updated here tonight or tomorrow or sometime very soon. But last checked, obviously, you were third in points by 16. That was going into the Pocono race, obviously 2 races since then. So I would guess you're within probably 20 somewhere in there of the points. So obviously still got a chance.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said in the other interview, I try not to look at that stuff, and I just race week to week. So I probably won't even look at it. I'll just race to the end, and whatever happens, happens. I try not to get caught up in that stuff. But Miles, he had a good week last week. I finished a couple spots behind him, so I'm sure he gained a little bit here. But I think we finished 2 spots above him here. So we're just gonna have a dogfight to the end. And Miles is a hell of a driver, and he knows I respect the world out of him. And yeah, we'll just have a good run at the bottom.
Well, great job tonight. Send some shout outs.
I thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thank you to iRacing, Chris Lewis, Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Thank you to those guys for supporting me all the time. And like I said, this finish is going to be great down to the end, and hope you guys will stay tuned, and it's going to be a good one.
Kobe Bob Pockris Wells on the win. As he's got the photo of Bob, the infamous camera photo. No, great job tonight. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for all you do.
Yes, sir. No problem. Kobe Wells, the winner here tonight. Congratulations to him. And not much drama here tonight. Just the 2 cautions. There was a little after race, but otherwise, fairly clean tonight here at Bristol. We'll come back tomorrow night. One last broadcast before we go into Memorial Day weekend. And we'll get it done tomorrow night, GLSR at Michigan. So looking forward to that race as we get ready for the playoffs over on that side of the series. So appreciate everybody joining us here on this Tuesday night. I'm going to jump off and go try to figure out what's going on with the wife situation. Kind of scary when you get that kind of deal going on. Anywho, appreciate everybody's time, and appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate Lewis for letting me broadcast all the drivers, and yeah, appreciate anyone, if I haven't said I appreciate you, just know I do appreciate you. Put it like that. This isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain Esports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
following is a special presentation. From the Captain Esports Network.